Hi there, Addy here with buildingsforsaletoronto.com, here with an amazing property. It's a car wash coin operated that is for sale in Hamilton. It's on the mountain. It's by Upper James and Rymal Road. Steps from a lot of new development, commercial node, a lot of car dealerships in the area. It's a great location for a car wash. And you also have the new Amazon facility that is close by, as well as the airport. So a lot of foot traffic, about 18,000 cars on Rymal Road. So let's take a look at the numbers. So here's the property, 41 Rymal Road. It's got 2 commercial tenants over there. It's got 6 bays, heated car wash operations. It's, as I mentioned, located on a busy avenue. About 18,500 cars travel on Rymal every day. And it's got flexible zoning. So if you're working it as a car wash and tomorrow you decide, you know what, I don't want to do a car wash anymore, I want to just rent out the space. Well, you have 6 bays and it has automotive zoning allowed. And you can just convert it into a garage and rent it out. You do have 2 tenants there already. You have an antenna, and you also have a pet grooming place that is renting the room, the space in the front of the building. So you have good staying income that is coming in. So let's run in through the numbers, and then if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can call me at 1-877-439-2339 or Addy at heyaddy.com. So asking price is 1.395 million. It's got a gross income of 114,181. Operating expenses are at 51,000, and net operating income is at 60,227. Based on a 5% cap rate, that works out to about $1.4 million for price. It's got 4 units over there, and I'm going to show you a little bit more in detail. One thing I want to point out, that this property, once you have your mortgage payments made, and the mortgage payments are based on 5% interest at a 25-year amortization, it does leave about $11,297 in cash in your pocket every month. So the property covers its basic expenses and it leaves a little bit of money behind. So it's a good buy and hold strategy purchase for anybody that is interested. Now the seller is willing to work with the VTB if somebody needs a little bit of help to get their approvals in place. We're willing to work with those. So if you have any questions about it, call me 877-439-2339. So as I mentioned, 2019, all the equipment, electrical, plumbing, and concrete flooring was all updated. It's got 2 long-term tenants there, Freedom Mobile Antenna and the pet grooming place. The loan information that we have used, which is interest at 5% at 25-year amortization, that is based on a conversation I've had with RBC, and they are interested in funding this based under the Canadian Small Business Loan application. So it is possible to get funding for a property like this. So some pictures, again, 6 bays, as you can see. This is the car wash and the grooming. Sorry, this is the pet grooming, the pet washing place. In the front, your antenna, as you can see, it does have new equipment. So you have a new compressor here, new boilers, electrical is all new in the building. You have an aerial view. So as I mentioned, so this is the Volvo dealerships over here. You have Tim Horton right beside you. There's another gas station and a tunnel car wash over here. You don't have any other coin operated car washes close by. They're quite a bit far away. This is all automotive over here. You have Hyundai here, Camp Mart over here. You have Nissan, Honda. There is Hyundai. Oh, I mentioned Hyundai over here. So there's Subaru here. There's a bunch of dealerships that are all in this corridor. And this is a perfect place to be because you have car people that are driving by in the area. So cash flow wise, as I mentioned, 114,181 is your gross income. 2284, which is 2%. And a vacancy at bad debt. Your effective works out to about $112,000 minus your expenses of $51,000. Your net operating income is $60,227. Debt service, how much money you're going to be paying for your mortgage, you subtract that, $48,930. You have about $11,297 money left over. If you want me to do a detailed analysis with you for the rest of the stuff here, feel free to reach out and we can have a conversation and I can walk you through it. One thing you should note, anytime you're buying any real estate, your cash position in the first couple of years is always in the negative. Basically what it means is that if you were to buy it this year and sell it the same year, would you make money on it? Well, a lot of times in the buy and hold investments, you will not see any money being made here. Real estate is a long-term hold, and that's where you see a lot of the return coming in. So moving on to our rent roll. So as I mentioned, you have Paula Robinson, which is the pet store, pet grooming place in the front. They have about 500 square feet, and they're paying $2,512. They just signed a new lease in 2022, February this year, and they're there for at least another 5 years. Wind Mobile, they signed their lease back in 2016. They have so first lease is for 10 years, and they have 2 renewals at 10 years each with an escalation clause in there. They're currently paying $1,791 a month. Your income from statements is $2,635, and this additional income I'm going to show you when I do a breakdown of all the utilities. You will understand what I mean by this over here. So total income that the property is generating on a monthly basis is $94.39, which equates to $113,257. And then on the expense side, we have our business insurance, which is $4,800. Real estate insurance is $46.42. The difference between the two, one is for your operations and one is for the liability for the lender. So if there's a fire at the property, your property insurance should cover the lender and make them whole in case there's total damage. Your real estate insurance is more for your slip and fall, any liability insurance that you carry. Management fee we have included are $44.76. This is basically what you're paying yourself just to go out there and do the minimum requirement that you have to take care of. On-site management is your G&A, your stationery that you have to buy there. Repairs $18.17. The number is low because the property was recently renovated about 3 years ago, so it doesn't require much in terms of repair and maintenance. $885 for supplies. Your property taxes, which is the heaviest item here, is $22,232, and your utilities work out to $11,766. So that's the property in a nutshell. You have additional property operating data over here that you are more than welcome to review. If you want to get a copy of this, feel free to fill out the non-disclosure agreement that is included, and I'll be able to send all of this information over to you. Not many comparables in the area, with the exception of a couple auto dealerships that have sold, and the auto dealerships that are selling, they're selling based on price of about $650 to $660 a square foot. So there were a couple of notable transactions that took place, and this was mostly related to their real estate. So this is all stemming from 2021 to 2022. So as I mentioned, Subaru, which is around the corner, got sold as well. These are the comparables. So Rymel, our property, is over here, and these are the sales. So there are 5 sales that took place, all between Stone Church and 20th off of Upper James. Let's take a look at the financials on the income side. So I wanted to do a further breakdown of the financial information that is provided to any buyers that are looking to purchase this property. We do have a full data room set up, so if you want to get full details and get copies of their operating statements, that is available for anybody that signs a non-disclosure agreement. So there's 2 companies that are set up. So you have a company called Jet Clean, and you have another company called Trendoff Holding. Trendoff Holding holds the title to the land and to the leases. So any leases that are signed with Trendoff Holding. Now this sale is for the business as well as the real estate. So you're buying everything as a clean slate. It doesn't come with a mortgage or anything. You will put your own mortgage on it. So you will get the property, and whichever way your accountant deems fit, you will set up the companies that fit whatever you're looking to achieve. For this owner, it made more sense for him to have 2 companies set up. Jet Clean is the operating company. Trendoff Holding is the holding company. So it actually holds title. So the revenue that the Jet Clean claims is $31,619, and you have these expenses that are listed. Now there's a lot of personal expenses that are listed here. Based on this property is actually losing money, $34,331. On the Trendoff Holding side, this is again for 2021. They're declaring $89,900 in income, and they have all of these expenses added, and it's $77,000 in expenses. Based on these two, the earning that this one is making is $12,357. So if I was to tally these two up, so if I was to say, okay, this plus this, what is it? So this one is actually losing money, $21,974. But that's not the picture over here. This is for accounting purposes. That's how they have it set up. Stuff like amortization that is included over here. This is an accounting term that is used as an incentive provided to landowners to write off their incomes against depreciation of their property. So these are things that all accountants know. So if you want to have your accountant review it, you're more than welcome to have this reviewed by your accountant as well. So stabilize. So if we were to take the personal expenses out, so what expenses did we take out? So there's a travel expense. So the owner is traveling back and forth to the property. He's adding that as an expense. Amortization. This is for his personal loan. Has nothing to do with the loan that you will have. So that your loan amount will be different. We took out non-deductible interest. Again, interest that he has and on a loan that he carries. None of that information is going to be passed to you. Based on this property before earning is negative $32,602. We took out some other stuff. So amortization, interest on long-term loan, interest and bank charges. Again, this is all personal to him. Professional fees, $0. Travel and occupancy, he was charging $3,600 in rent to himself. We took that out. Non-deductible expenses, took those out. Insurance remains $46.42. Management and salary $48.61. Property taxes at $22,232, which is what we mentioned in the other statement as well. And you have all the other expenses still listed here. Now, there's one thing over here that we are going to adjust. So this is based on rent roll. So this is stabilized. This is based on rent roll. The end result is pretty close, but it makes some material difference. So you have a property where you have 31,619. That's the income that is generating. What we're removing is this rent. Basically, what you have is the owner is charging himself rent, Jet Clean, which is an operating company, rent from Trendoff Holdings. So this number is actually part of this $89,000. So if we were to adjust for this, so we took out this rent amount and we moved it to 0. And then we adjusted this based on the rental income that the property is actually making. So this is what the actual rental income would be. So remember, if you go back and you take a look at the other file that we were looking at, and I move into my rent roll quickly, so you will see that Wind Mobile and Paul Robinson, between these two, there's about $52,000. So this $52,000 is what you're seeing over here. Now this one might be a little different because this is 2022 numbers. And then once we have that information in there, we tallied up our expenses and it's showing that our earning on this side is about $10,739, and on this Trendoff holding is $21,241. Now we add the two together, both companies, so we have revenue of $82,171 minus your expenses, which is $50,000. So by the way, these expenses are an addition. So $19,998 here and $30,198 here. So add those two together, and then we have cash income of $30,000. Now, how did we come up with this number? So what I want to show you quickly is the water consumption at the building. So what we did is we took the water bill for the property, and the water bill actually shows you what the average consumption per day was, the number of days for the property, the number of days for the billing, and you taking this and putting it all into a spreadsheet, you can actually extrapolate how much water the building is actually using and sort of create a baseline as to what your projected or your past rent should have been. So these are the days that we have taken from it. I have included the actual statement in here, so anybody that wants to double check my numbers, you're more than welcome to double check these numbers. So we have taken the days that are listed here, and we have taken the per day use, average per day use, and we tallied what our per day water usage in cubic meter is. Then we converted that into gallons, which we converted into liters. So this is the average, this is the use per month, what the car wash is actually using. Now we know that for a coin operated car wash standard, it's using about 60 liters per wash. So every time you drop a $2 coin, which is listed over here, it will use 60 liters of water to wash it. Based on this, you can actually extrapolate how many washes this car wash is getting per month, and it shows us that, you know, it's generating about $56,780. Now check this out. If you were to increase this by 50 cents, Look at that number. It jumped to about $15,000. So this is how sensitive property pricing can. This is how sensitive your numbers can be to how well you are managing. If you were to able to drop instead of 55. Instead of using 60 liters, you were able to adjust it to 55 liters. You'll see that your numbers jump again. So this is 61,941 back to 60. There's 56,000. So there's a huge difference that it actually makes. So it pays to pay attention to all the nitty-gritty things in your operations. We did the same thing for the hydro usage, and we were able to extrapolate. Again, the hydro usage is more. It's more approximate because we took an average of the 3 rates. So we're saying that, the people that are coming there to wash their car, they're coming throughout the day. You're not going to see a high usage during the day. It's going to be averaged throughout. So we averaged out our cost for the cost per kilowatt hour. And then the hardest hurdle we have on how to calculate the delivery charge, we basically took the delivery charge that is here, which is $80.60, and we used it as a delivery factor. So based on your bill, we're going to add 1.38. We times it by 1.38, and then we also add this regulatory charge that you always get, which is $4.86. We get that added on top. So we basically took that and added it together and sort of came up with a number. This is where we think that it should land for your hydro. So hydro per year is around $33.99 and your water cost is $89.20. If I was to tally these two together, this works out to about $12,319. If I was to look in my financial review, I think this one is around $11,766. So not that far off. There is one point I'd like to mention, that this segment over here does not include the winter months. So as we are going to move forward, our January to January, so from January to January, we're going to see our 2 significant peaks. So our final number for the year is going to be higher than what we are seeing here. We are in the slow months of the year right now for our water, for our hydro, as you can see, and even for our water too. Like we're in July right now, our average consumption is around 2.6, and then as we are going forward, after October is when we start seeing a spike, and the busiest months are winter and in the fall. Hope this is sufficient information. As I mentioned, they're asking $1.395 million for this property. You have any questions and you want to reach out, feel free to give me a call. You can reach me at 1-877-439-2339 or Addy@heyaddy.com. Take care, and I will talk to you soon. Cheers.